There comes a moment in life when peace becomes more valuable than prescriptions, and wisdom means knowing when to stop searching for what isn't missing. After years of listening to doctors, tests, and results, maybe it's time to listen to something even wiser yourself. You've earned the right to question what is truly essential. Because not every test adds years to your life, some only steal the joy from the years you already have. The truth is, the endless cycle of scans, blood draws, and just to be sure appointments can quietly turn into a ritual of fear rather than health. It's not that medicine is wrong, it's that you allowed to choose peace over panic, presence over pressure. Life after 60 or 70 isn't about chasing problems that may never come. It's about cherishing the mornings you wake up without pain, the laughter you share without worry, and the serenity that comes from trusting your own intuition. The best medicine is often the courage to say, "Enough, I choose calm." Because sometimes, the most powerful healing begins the moment you stop searching for something to fix. Not every medical test equals better health, some only add unnecessary worry. Somewhere along the way, we started to believe that the more we test, the safer we are. That if we check every number, scan every organ, and chase every what if, we can somehow outsmart time. But what if the constant chase for certainty has only stolen our peace? What if the very thing meant to protect us is quietly eroding the calm we need to truly live? The truth is, health isn't found in endless test results. It's found in how you feel when you wake up, in how you breathe when you at rest, in the simple joy of knowing you alive and capable of loving another day. There's a deep emotional fatigue that comes from always waiting for results, for callbacks, for numbers to normalize. It becomes a cycle of silent fear, disguised as responsibility. You start to measure your worth by your reports, not your resilience. You forget that you are more than a collection of lab values. You are a story, a SPR period, and a survivor. Your body, with its imperfections, has carried you through decades of storms. It deserves gratitude, not constant suspicion. When you reach a certain age, every test can sound like a promise. This will keep you safe, this will catch it early, this is what everyone your GE should do. But those promises often come without balance. The truth they forget to tell you is that every test carries a cost, not just financial, but emotional. Every unnecessary test opens the door to more interventions, more stress, more sleepless nights filled with what-ifs. And often, things found are so small, so insignificant, that they never would have harmed you, but the worry about them does. The body is wise, but fear can drown out its quiet signals. Health isn't a checklist, it's a rhythm. And when we allow anxiety to take over, that rhythm breaks. True wellness after 60 or 70 is not about constant surveillance. It's about balance. It's knowing that rest, movement, good food, laughter, and love often do more healing than a machine ever could. It's realizing that longevity without peace is not a gift, it's a burden. So question the tests that promise more than they deliver. Ask yourself, will this improve my quality of life, or will it only feed my fear? Because sometimes, saying no to a test is not neglect, it's self-respect. You are not turning away from health by declining what doesn't serve you. You are turning toward a gentler kind of wisdom. You are choosing to live fully rather than to live fearfully. You are acknowledging that not every ache needs an investigation, not every fluctuation means danger, and not every recommendation fits your unique journey. Medicine is powerful, yes, but it is not perfect, and you are allowed to decide where its reach embodies and your peace begins. The greatest healing often begins not in a hospital room, but in a moment of courage, the courage to trust your intuition, the courage to breathe deeply and say, I know my body, I know my limits, I know when enough is enough. Because peace of mind is a vital sign too. It deserves as much care as your heart, your blood, or your bones. So, as you stand at this stage of life, remember that you have earned the right to choose calm over chaos. You have walked through the years of responsibility, of fear, of trying to control the uncontrollable. Now you can let go a little, you can choose stillness. You can decide that joy, presence, and serenity matter more than one more test that might tell. Something you need to know. Health is not just the absence of disease, It's the presence of peace. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is to stop looking for problems and start living your life with gratitude. Because no machine can measure the warmth of your smile, the strength of your spirit, or the depth of your wisdom. You've already passed the most important test, the test of time, and now, it's time to live it, fully and fearlessly. True wellness means balancing knowledge with peace of mind. It's knowing that awareness and acceptance must walk hand in hand, that information without inner calm is just noise. In a world where we are constantly told to check this, monitor that, and stay alert, it's easy to mistake vigilance for help. But the truth is, health isn't found in constant analysis. It's found in the quiet confidence that your body knows how to heal, how to adjust, how to speak to you when something truly matters. True wellness is not about controlling every outcome, it's about learning to trust the beautiful uncertainty of life. There's a difference between being informed and being consumed. Knowledge is power, yes, but it can also be poison when it feeds fear instead of wisdom. You've probably seen it yourself. One small variation on a lab report turns into sleepless nights, hours of online searches, and a Herbert tea heavy with what if. Hat's not wellness, that's anxiety wearing a white coat. Real health lies in balance, in knowing enough to take care of yourself, but not so much that you forget how to live. You can find peace if every day feels like a diagnosis waiting to happen. At a certain stage of libre, the quest for more medical answers can start to drown out the simplicity of being alive. You begin to measure your days not by the joy they bring, but by the appointments on your calendar. And slowly, subtly, you stop living for the sunrise and start living for the next report. That's not health. It's a fear disguised as responsibility. True wellness asks you to step back, to breathe, and to remember that life's worth cannot be measured in numbers, results, or data points. Peace of mind is not a luxury, it's a form of medicine. It lowers your blood pressure, strengthens your immune system, and fills your spirit with vitality. You can drink every green smoothie, take every supplement, and follow every rule, but if your mind is restless, your body will never truly heal. The human body listens to the whispers of the mind. When you feed it with calm, gratitude, and love, it begins to repair, to rest, and to renew. That is the quiet miracle of balance, one that no machine can replicate. Knowledge is meant to empower you, not enslave you. It should give you clarity, not confusion. It should remind you that you are in charge of your body, not the other way around. But too often, medical awareness turns into over-awareness. Every ache becomes an alarm, every change becomes a crisis. And soon, your days are spent waiting for reassurance from the outside world instead of finding strength from within. You start living in a constant state of just in case. But what about living just Oz? Just because the sun is warm, the air is gentle, and your heart is still beating with purpose. Balancing knowledge with peace of mind means knowing when to act and when to rest. It's learning that not every test needs to be taken, not every opinion needs to be followed, and not every fear needs to be answered. It's realizing that the quality of your life depends less on what you know and more on how you feel. Wisdom is not about having all the answers, it's about knowing which questions are worth your energy. You have the right to know about your health, but you also have the right to protect your spirit. There's nothing irresponsible about choosing serenity over stress. There's nothing reckless about saying, I've done enough, now I choose peace. Because the truth is, your body thrives when your mind is calm. It listens when you listen. It rests when you stop fighting it. And it often heals when you simply allow it the space to breathe. So, as you move through these years, let your knowledge guide you, but let peace lead you. Read what you need, learn what helps you, and release what doesn't. Don't let medical obsession rob you of the miracle of the moment. Because life is a problem to be solved, it's a gift to be experienced. True wellness doesn't come from knowing everything about your body. It comes from knowing yourself deeply enough to say, I trust me. And when that trust blooms inside you, fear loses its grip, anxiety softens, and your body finally feels safe enough to heal. That is the balance you deserve, knowledge and peace, working together in quiet harmony. Trust your body's wisdom. It often knows more than fear ever will. For decades, you've lived inside this body. It has carried you through storms, healed wounds you thought would never fade, and kept you breathing through nights of uncertainty. Yet somewhere along the way, we were taught to doubt it, to hand over our trust to machines, to experts, to numbers printed on paper. We were told that if we just test enough, check enough, and worry enough, we can somehow outsmart what is already perfectly designed to sustain us. But your body is not your enemy, it is your oldest, most loyal companion, and it speaks, even when fear tries to silence it. Every heartbeat, every deep breath, every subtle ache is your body's language. It's a gentle teacher, asking for balance, rest or nourishment, NBROT, punishment or panic. The problem is, fear has become louder than intuition. Fear makes us believe that every sensation is danger, every change is decline, every silence is something waiting to go wrong. But fear is not truth, it's noise. And when you start to listen past it, you begin to hear the steady rhythm of something wiser, your own biology, quietly guiding you back to peace. There's a sacred intelligence in the way your body heals itself. A cut closes without you telling it to. A broken bone finds its way back to strength. Your immune system defends you while you sleep. These aren't miracles reserved for the young, they were reminders that life continues to flow through you, no matter your age. But fear interrupts that flow. It keeps you tense, restless, waiting for the next sign of trouble. And the more you listen to fear, the further you drift from your body's natural harmony. Healing requires trust, not tension. When you constantly doubt your body, you teach it to doubt itself. You begin to live in a state of alertness, always scanning for signs of danger. That kind of stress doesn't protect you. It exhausts you. It floods your system with hormones that make healing harder, not easier. But when you trust, when you breathe deeply and let your shoulders drop, something magical happens. Your body shifts from survival to restoration. Your heart rate steadies, your digestion improves, your sleep deepens. Trust is medicine, one that can be prescribed but must be chosen. THBR Inc. of how many times your body has warned you gently before your mind even understood, a sense of unease before bad news, a heavy fatigue before burnout, a wave of calm when you made the right decision. That's not coincidence, that's intuition. Your body's wisdom is ancient. It's the echo of every experience you've ever survived. And at a certain age, that wisdom becomes your greatest doctor. It knows when you need rest more than another appointment, when you need laughter more than another pill. It knows when to let go. This doesn't mean ignoring medicine or denying help when needed, it means learning discernment. It means asking yourself, does this feel right for me? Before saying yes out of fear. It's choosing to participate in your own healing, rather than surrendering it completely to systems that may not always see you as a whole person. Because you are not just a body, you are emotion, spirit, and story. And healing happens where all of these meet, not just where science measures. Trusting your body doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means respecting the signals it sends, honoring what it asks for, and believing that it wants to keep you alive, not harm you. It means remembering that calm is not the absence of problems, it's the presence of faith in your own resilience. And when you live from that faith, fear begins to fade into the background. You start to move through life with quiet confidence instead of constant concern. So pause, listen, feel. When your body says rest, rest. When it asks for water, drink. When it longs for sunlight, step outside. These are small acts of love that build trust again, piece by piece. Because the more you honor your body, the more it honors you back. Fear will always whisper, what if? But your body will answer, I already know how to heal. Trust is not blind, it's brave, it's the choice to live in peace with the vessel that has carried you through every chapter of your life. And when you finally trust your body's wisdom, you return home to calm, to strength, to yourself. Fear may shout, but your body whispers TBR Ruth, and if you listen closely, that truth will lead you not to more anxiety, but to the deep, enduring peace you've been searching for all along. Trust your body, Wisdom, it often knows more than fear ever will. Your body has been your silent guardian through every stage of life. It has healed, calmed storms, and carried you through heartbreak and triumph without needing constant direction. Yet too often, we forget to trust it. We hand over our confidence to fear, to numbers, to machines that claim to know us better than we know ourselves. But your body is not fragile, it's intelligent. It speaks in whispers, in fatigue that asks for rest, in tension that begs for release, in peace that confirms the right choice. Fear makes us panic, intuition invites us to listen. Healing doesn't come from endless worry. It comes from harmony, from the calm that tells your body it is safe to repair, to breathe, to thrive. When you finally trust your body, you stop living in constant defense and begin living in quiet gratitude. You start to understand that not every sensation signals danger. Sometimes it's simply your body guiding you back to balance. So breathe deeply, listen softly, and believe in your body's quiet star. Eighth. Because peace begins the moment you stop fearing what your body feels and start trusting what it already knows.